Hello everyone, welcome to Equal To, and this is episode 17 of our number systems playlist. If you haven't watched the past 16 videos yet, you can go and check them out before watching this one. Now, in this video or in the past video, we have been solving questions from exercise 1.4. Right, we have solved 4 questions so far, and I hope you have followed all those things. Now, here we are going to solve the 5th question, and that is going to be the last question of this exercise. And we have already solved similar examples. We have already solved examples that are very similar to the question of this format. Okay, let me just read the question first. Rationalize the denominators of the following. Okay, and we have given a few subdivisions. Let us start with the first subdivision here, which is 1 divided by root 7. Okay, whenever you encounter root of a number that is not a perfect square, to rationalize it, you can just multiply by the number itself. Okay, so what do I mean by that? Now, I know this is not a new concept for you. We have already seen this in examples, but let me just recap it. Okay, so to rationalize root 7, you can multiply it by a root 7. So root 7 times root 7 becomes 7, right? And 7, as we know, is a rational number. So that is what we are going to use to rationalize this one. Okay, so let me just rewrite this question first. 1 divided by root 7. Now, you cannot just multiply only the denominator by root 7. That would break the number. That would change the number entirely. Right? If you just multiplied the denominator with root 7, you would end up with 1 divided by 7, which is a different number from 1 divided by root 7. So, what you are going to do is, you are going to multiply and divide by root 7. Or in other terms, you are going to multiply by root 7 divided by root 7. Okay, now since root 7 by root 7 is actually 1 and multiplying any number with 1 gives you the same number, so this doesn't change the value of the number per se. Okay, so this is what we are going to do. Now, what would be the value that you get out of this? It's going to be root 7 divided by 7, right? Root 7 times root 7 is 7, and in the numerator we just have root 7. Okay, now for your exam sake, you can just write it in multiple steps, like 1 into root 7 divided by root 7 times root 7, and you can further tell it as root 7 divided by 7, right? But just for simplicity, I have written it like this. Now, is it a rational number? 7 of course is a rational number, and that is the denominator here. The root 7 as the numerator is not rational, but we are not worried about that because we are just asked to rationalize the denominator, and 7 here is the denominator, which is a rational number. Okay, so that is it for this particular subdivision. Now moving on to the next subdivision, here we have a number that is slightly complicated when compared to the first one, which is 1 divided by root 7 minus root 6. Okay, now the thing that I told for the first subdivision stands true. What is it? To convert irrational number into a rational number, or root 7 in that case, we wanted to multiply it with root 7 again, right? So that is how it was rationalized. Now that is the same thing that we are going to do here, but instead, since we have two things, that is two numbers, we have another special thing that can be used, which is a plus b into a minus b equal to a squared minus b squared. Now whenever this thing is used, whenever something is of the form of LHS, whenever something is of this form, you can rewrite it as this form, right? And hence it can be squared, and hence it would be rationalized, right? So how are we going to use that here? You are going to take this question, that is root 7 minus root 6 under 1, and you're going to multiply it with root 7 plus root 6 divided by root 7 plus root 6. Now by doing this, you can observe that the denominator becomes of the form a plus b into a minus b, right? Let me just rewrite it again so you'll understand it better. It's 1 into root 7 plus root 6 divided by root 7 minus root 6 into root 7 plus root 6. right? You get this. So it's going to be root 7 plus root 6 divided by a plus b into a minus b gives you a squared minus b squared. So it's going to be root 7 squared minus root 6 squared. Okay, so on further simplification, it would be root 7 plus root 6 divided by root 7 squared is 7 and root 6 squared is 6. That is just 1. Okay, so it would be root 7 plus root 6 and that is your answer. Since root 7 by root 6 is actually root 7 by root 6 divided by 1, the denominator here is in fact a rational number and you have rationalized the denominator. So I hope you understood this part. It's very easy. You are just going to apply this formula a plus b into a minus b is equal to a squared minus b squared, and that is all. The rest is very simple. Okay, I hope there is no problem here. Okay, let me just leave it there. I just wanted to clear it, but let it be there. Okay, moving on to the next subdivision here, which is 1 divided by root 5 plus root 2. We are going to do the exact same thing that we did with subdivision 2, except for that we have a plus here in the question. So what you're going to multiply by is going to have a minus. Okay, let me just rewrite the question here again. 1 divided by root 5 plus root 2. Now for you to apply a plus b into a minus b, the one term had to have minus in between, right? Since we have plus in the denominator, you are going to multiply it with root 5 minus root 2. Okay, root 5 minus root 2 on numerator and denominator, and that gives you 1 into root 5 minus root 2 divided by root 5 plus root 2 into root 5 minus root 2. Okay, so that further gives you root 5 minus root 2 divided by root 5 squared minus root 2 squared. Right, you are just applying that formula a plus b into a minus b is equal to a squared plus b squared. Sorry, a squared minus b squared. Right, so what is that leaving you with? Root 5 minus root 2 divided by root 5 squared is 5 and root 2 squared is 2, so 5 minus 3 is 2, and you are left with root 5 minus root 2 divided by 3. Okay, and that is the answer, and you have successfully rationalized the denominator because 3 is of course a rational number. Okay, I hope you understood this. You are just applying the same thing. There is nothing new here. There is no new concept. You are just applying the same formula a plus b into a minus b is equal to a squared minus b squared. Now again to the fourth subdivision, you are going to apply the same thing. Okay, just like a switch. When it is turned on, you are going to do this. There is nothing for you to think here. It's very easy. So it's root 7 minus 2 and you are going to multiply that with root 7 plus 2 divided by root 7 plus 2, and that is going to give you root 7 plus 2 divided by root 7, sorry, why am I writing 2 again? Root 7 minus 2 into root 7 plus 2. I am just rushing through because it's the very same concept. There is no single thing that is new here, so I don't have to explain anything here, right? So it's just root 7 plus 2 divided by root 7 squared minus 2 squared. So that is going to be root 7 plus 2 divided by 7 minus 4. Okay, so that leaves you with root 7 plus 2 divided by 3. And this, of course, the denominator is a rational number. So you have rationalized the denominator. Okay, so those are the 4 subdivisions for this question. Rationalize the denominator, and with this we have completed exercise 1.4. I hope you understood these things. If you have any doubts, please feel free to put them in the comments. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Talk to you in the next video. Bye for now.